Today we are going to study queues using linked list. Okay, so this is the program for queues using linked list. So since we are going to use a linked list to create a queue, so this is the structure of a node. Okay, so basically we are going to implement a queue using a singly linked list. So we are having two parts of the node, the data part and the next part. Okay, initially your queue is not present. There are no nodes in the queue. So therefore your front and rear is set equal to null. Okay, so initially front and rear is null because there are no nodes. Then we have declared your function prototypes. Okay, so for the enqueue we are having the insert function. For the dequeue we are having the del function, and this third function is for the display of the elements in the queue. And this is the main function. So basically we are going to have a menu driven function, main function. Okay, so this is the while loop. So your program keeps running till the condition is true. So basically true is represented by 1 like I told you previously. Okay. So it keeps running till you hit the exit. That is your option 4. So when you run this program, you get 4 options. First option is for insert, second for delete, third for display, and fourth for exit. Okay. So accordingly, we are having a switch case, and there are 4 cases. So the case one will be calling the insert function, okay, wherein whatever input we take from the user, that value will be stored in the queue, okay, using the insert function. In the second case, we are having the dequeue function, that is the del function. The third is the display of the elements, and the fourth we are using the inbuilt C function exit 0 to exit from the switch case. In case the user wants to stop inserting or deleting elements, then you will exit the program using this exit 0. Okay, that indicates to the operating system that the program has to be terminated. By mistake, if the user enters any other value, then we will say wrong selection and please try again. So that is the default case. Okay. So this is how your basically your main function is set up. So if suppose now I am running this code, okay, and the menu has been displayed to me. So let's assume that I try to insert. Okay, so the choice that will be the case one will be executed. Okay, and I will insert the value say 10. Okay, so the 10 value will be passed to the insert function. So this is your insert function here. Okay, this is your insert function. So basically we are using this code is pretty simple. Okay, it's not very difficult, but I'll trace it and show. So we are having one variable, temporary variable called new node. Okay, so this is the pointer of the type, the structure that we are declared here on top. Okay, this is the structure that we are declared on top. So of that type we are declaring one variable. Okay, we are calling that variable as new node. Then we are allocating memory for that, for a new node. Okay, and that memory will be pointed by this variable new node. So let's show it here. So I'm allocating memory for a node. Okay, and that node or that memory will be pointed by the variable new node. Okay, so this is what, and this memory, let's say the address is say 560. So this is what happens in this line. Okay, memory has been allocated and the new node variable is pointing to that. Next, I insert the value that I taken input. Okay, here I taken one value input. Okay, so that value I passed to that function. So I said that value will be 10. Okay, and that is stored in this variable value. So I store the 10 using this line of code. So new node, arrow data, I store 10. Okay. Now, remember what we are doing here is a queue. Okay, we are not implementing a single linked list, but this is a single linked list also. Queue as a single linked list. Now, if this is going to be our first node and also it's going to be our last node, what should be the value here in the next part? Can you tell me what should be the value in the next part? This is going to be our first node of the queue. Also, it's going to be the last node of the queue. So what should be the value in the next part? Value should be null, correct? It should be null. So therefore, in the next line of code, we say new node arrow next equal to null. So therefore, here we get here null. Okay, new node arrow next equal to null. Now I have filled in my node both the data. Okay, the data part and the next part I have filled. Okay, what needs to be filled is these 2 pointers. Now my front equal to rare is equal to null. Okay, these were null because there were no nodes, but right now you can see there is already one node. So I need to assign my front pointer to this address and also my rear pointer to this address. Okay, why I need to assign both the pointers to this? Because this node is the first node, therefore front will point to it, and this node is also the last node, therefore rear will also point to it. Okay, so now we need to do that. So let's see how the program does it for us. So we check here, if front equal to null, is front equal to null? Yes, front is equal to null, true. So therefore what we say, front equal to rear equal to new node. Okay, so therefore because of this line, because front is null, therefore this line will give the value 560 to rear and 560 to front. So therefore front also will be pointing here. So you will get front and rear pointing to this node. Okay, that is what happens. Now if part is executed, therefore else part is not executed, you skip the else part and you will go here and you will say insertion is a success or some message. If you want, you can print. This is the optional line. Okay, this is not needed for the code actually, but this is just to show you as a programmer that an insertion has been successful. Okay, so this line will then get printed. So basically when you exit this function, the insert function, the temporary variable, that is your local variable new node, will be deleted. Okay, will be deleted, and the only pointer that will remain there will be front and rear. Okay, when you exit this, only front and rear remain at the first node. Clear? Let's try another insertion. So again, this is a continuous loop. So again, I put the choice as 1 and I insert, say, a new value 20. Okay, and I call this function again insert. So what will happen? Again, I will allocate memory for a new node. Let me create that new node now again. Okay, so new node is created, some address, say 1000. Okay, now that node is pointed by the pointer. So now front and rear is no longer null. Okay, so here this is pointed by this new node variable. Okay, then using these 2 lines, what will happen? New node data will store the value, so the value is 20. This is my new last node. Okay, so this will become null. Okay? This is my new last node, so this will become null. Now this node having data 10 is going to be my first node. and this node having value 20 is going to be my last node. Okay, so where should be front and where should be rear? Where should be front and where should be rear? Front should be at what address and rear should be at what address? Tell me, students, quickly. Where should be front and rear? Is it in the correct place right now, front and rear? Front should be at 560 and rear at 1000. Correct. Okay. Front should be at 560 and rear should be at 1000. So let's see how to do it. Okay. That is one change that needs to be done. What is the other change that needs to be done? Is this looking like a linked list? Is the diagram looking like a linked list? What should happen? What is the other change that needs to be done in the program to make it look like a linked list? How do we make, what change needs to be done? We have to connect them. Correct. We have to link the nodes. Okay. We have to add the address. Okay. We need to add the address to make it a single linked list again. Okay. So we add 1000 to the link part of the first node. Okay. So add the address of the second node to the link part of the first node. Okay. So these are the changes that needs to be done before we exit the function. So we are done till here. Okay. So now check, is front equal to null? No, front value is 560. It's not equal to null. Okay. So if part is not executed, go to the else part now. In the else part, what we say? Rear arrow next. Okay. Rear arrow next equal to new node. So rear arrow next means this one. Rear arrow next equal to new node. What is the value of new node? 1000. So rear arrow next means here. This will become 1000. Okay. So when it becomes 1000 means we are forming a link. We are forming a link between the two nodes. Okay. So now a link is formed between the first node and the second node. Okay. After you form the link, what you need to do? You need to shift the rear pointer to the last node. Last node is now currently pointed by new node. So you will have rear point to the last node by doing this programming rear equal to new node. Okay. So you will say rear equal to new node and you will get rear pointing here. Okay. So front is at the first node and rear is at the last node. Okay. This is what is the current status of your queue. Is it okay? Any doubts about how this insert function is working? Is it clear? The if part and the else part of the insert. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can message me. I'll continue. Okay. So after inserting, say now I want to delete. Okay. I want to delete. So for delete, I will choose option 2. Okay. So the del function, that is your del function, will be called. This is your del function here. Okay. So when I call the delete function, if queue is empty, then I cannot delete anything. Okay. So if queue is empty, then the value of front will be equal to null. So I check first for that. When I check if front is equal to null, obviously it is not equal to null. Okay. So this condition is false. If condition is false. Okay. So I go to the else part. Okay. So in the else part, again, I declare one temporary variable called temp of the type struct node. Okay. And I assign the value of front to that variable temp. Okay. So temp front value is 560. So temp also gets the value as 560. Okay. So temp and front are both pointing to this. Now if I'm going to delete this node, okay, how many nodes will be left in the queue? Only one node will be left in the queue. That is this one. Okay. So this node here will be the first node and also the last node. So if this is going to be my first node, I need to shift this front to this node so that it can become the first node. Okay, so that is what I do here. In the next line, I shift the front pointer to the next node. So I say front equal to front arrow next. What that will do is it will shift the front from the first node to the next node. Okay, and then I just print the data that is I'm deleting. Okay, again this line is optional, it's not needed. You can just to show the, to understand what is working, how it is working, you can show this. So you can just say the deleted data is 10. So you get that by saying temp arrow data. Okay, so you can print the deleted element, and after you print the element, you can free the memory occupied by that node by using the inbuilt C function called free. Okay, so free will deallocate the memory that was allocated for that node. When I execute this free, this memory that is pointed by temp, because I mentioned here inside temp, okay, that memory will be deallocated. Okay, so this node will get deleted. Okay, so that is what happens. Okay, then after doing that, I check whether if front is equal to null. Now, can anyone tell me why this if condition is, what is the difference between this if front equal to null and this if front equal to null? Why this condition placed here? What's the difference between these two ifs?
So the second one is for like we are deleting it first time. That's why we are using that the second condition, and the first one is simply for checking underflow, Q underflow.
First one is for checking if Q is empty. Okay, and what is the second if condition for? Yeah, Ashraf? You can hear me, students? Yeah, so can you tell me why is that second if condition used for? This front equal to null?
So suppose we have only one one node. In that case, we will simply shift that rear to the front, where front is pointing.
Okay, you're somewhat correct. Okay, so let's see why that if condition is used for. Okay, uh, check after deleting the queue. Correct. Vadiraj is also correct. To check if after deleting if the queue is empty or not. Okay, so let's understand why there are two conditions here which say if front equal to null. Okay, and then if they are true, then there are different things that are executed. Okay, this if condition I think you have all understood. If front is equal to null, then we are saying the queue is empty. Okay, now this if condition, let's see. Okay, now in the present state, when you check front is not equal to null, so it will not be executed. Okay, so this nothing will be executed because this condition itself is false. So we exit this function. When I exit this function, let's say I call this delete function for the second time. Okay, let's say I call it for the second time. Now when I call it for the second time, again obviously there's only one node that is remaining in the queue, so that node will get deleted. Okay, so here again I check this whether the queue is empty. If queue is empty, I cannot delete. So when I check here, there is one node, therefore queue is not empty, so this condition is false. I go to the else part. Okay, in the else part I assign the value of front to temp, so temp is here now. Okay, three pointers now here, temp, front and rear. Okay, then I do this. Okay, what will be the value of front after I execute this line? Okay, just look at this line and I'll show you the diagram. Okay, or if you can type the answer in the chat. What will be the value of front after I execute this line? So look at the diagram and tell me. Type in the chat. What is the value of front after I execute that line? Value of front is null. Everyone agrees? Okay. Value of front will be null. Okay. Correct. So value of front after I execute this will be null. Okay. So let me remove this from here. So front is now become null. Okay. Right now front is null. What is the meaning of front is null? Okay. Meaning of front is null means front pointer is not pointing to any address. Okay. It's not pointing to any address. Okay. That's the meaning of that. Now, in the next line, I can print the data that I'm deleting. So I can print the value 20 using this line temp arrow data. Okay. Then I deallocate the memory pointed by temp. So when I deallocate this memory, okay, so this everything will get deleted. Okay. And rare was pointing to that address. Okay. Rare was pointing to this address that was 1000. But since that memory has got deallocated, now rare is just pointing nowhere. Okay. But it's pointing nowhere. So this kind of a pointer is known as a dangling pointer. Okay. Something I don't know, you must have studied in C. It's pointing nowhere. Initially it was pointing to 1000. Okay. But because I deallocated using this programming free temp also was pointing to 1000. So now rare is pointing nowhere. Okay. So it is just dangling. And if it is pointing nowhere, then if I try to do another insert function, it will not work. Okay. Now, see, when there are no nodes present, present in your queue, what should be the value of front and rear? When your queue is having no nodes, what should be the value of front and rear? Both should be null, correct? Both should be null. Sanket, don't get confused between linked list and arrays. Okay, please. This is linked list and that is arrays. Okay, what you're saying is correct. That -1 is for, but for arrays. Okay. So you all are correct. It should be null. Now you can see in this diagram, presently front is become null, but is rare is not become null. So to make rare null, we put this condition. Okay. To make rare null, we put this condition. So we say if front is equal to null, is front equal to null? Yes, true. Therefore, rare also should be equal to null. So therefore, this rare will also become equal to null. So front and rear is null because there are no nodes in the queue. Okay, that is why we use the second front equal to null. Okay, that second front equal to null is for the checking that there are no more nodes left in the queue. Okay, so if there are no more nodes left in the queue, then this should rare also should become null. That is what is the purpose of this if condition. Okay, and there is one more function left here, that is your display function. So display function is basically going to display all your values from using the while loop. Okay, so this is similar to your same what you have done in your single linked list, so I will not explain that. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to initialize your first value in your linked list. So your first value is obviously going to be pointed by front. So that front you are going to give to a temporary variable temp, and till temp next is not equal to null, you are going to keep shifting temp and displaying the data. Okay, so that is how your display function will work. So it will start from the first node and it will go on till temp next is not equal to null, because your queue has been implemented as a single linked list, and therefore in the next part, the last node of your next part, it will be obviously be null. So we are going to take advantage of that and use this condition to display all your values. Okay. Now you could have also said here temp not equal to null. That would have been a better option, because here, like you can see, I've used one additional temp arrow data because it does not print the data from the last node. Okay. You can trace and see, you can modify this function accordingly. Okay. And this if condition specifies if you are having front equal to null, then obviously it means that queue is empty. Therefore, you cannot print anything. Okay. So any questions about this? This is a pretty simple program if you know how your single linked list works. Any questions for me on this, students? Any doubts?